Hi guys, I'm Mrs. Weatherholt here, and I just wanted to go over the lab portion of Activity 3 for those of you who did not get the lab portion completed in class when you were here on if you were A day on Wednesday or B day on Thursday, or if you're a virtual only student. So the different tests that I'm going to show you are these 7 different property tests, and you will have to record these in your Google slide for activity 3. Now, remember, your data table only has 5 spaces because you're only testing 5 properties. You had to decide which of the 5 properties that you wanted to test. So you are going to test those 5, the 5 that, or write down the observations for just the 5 that you chose out of these 7. All right. So follow along, and you're going to just follow along on this page right here. That's in Lab Aids, and it will tell you exactly what to do for each of the tests. Then, after you write your observations, you are going to compare your results of your observations to this data table to determine if that property is a property of calcite or a property of quartz. Hopefully by the end of the lab, you can figure out if the unknown sample is calcite or quartz. So let me toggle back to this other page here. And here is this right here is our sample. And the first test, whoops. So the first property test is just observing the color of the sample. So if you're doing color, go ahead. You can pause this video at any time, and you can write down the color. Okay, transparency test. This is basically if light passes through the sample, and so you can kind of see if light does not pass through, it is considered opaque. If you can see through it, but it's real blurry, it's considered translucent, and if it's clear, it's transparent. So write down that observation. Okay, luster. Luster is how shiny an object is. So if you think it's really, really shiny, you would call it brilliant. If it's somewhat shiny, glassy, not shiny at all, dull. Okay, for the hardness test, it says right here to scratch copper and glass. So I am going to, oops. Let's see if there we go. Okay, so here's my copper strip. Thanks. Can make it a good angle here. And if I go ahead and scratch this and I run my nail over it, I can feel that there's a ridge. So it scratched the copper, which means it's harder than copper. And copper on the Mohs scale is a 2.9. So it's harder than 2.9. The glass plate, okay, I run my nail over and there's no ridge, and so it did not scratch the glass. Glass is a 5.5 on the Mohs scale, and so therefore it is not as hard as the glass, so it is less than 5.5. Okay, sorry about that. I had a short pause. Hopefully everything's back up and running. The next test I'm going to do is streak color. And the streak color, I'm going to use a streak plate right here. And if you look, it does leave a powder. It's kind of hard to see, but it is a white streak. Okay, and the next test is reaction to acid. Now this one I am changing slightly because we're just not going to use the CPUP tray. I am going to put my handy goggles on because I'm going to follow proper protocol here. But I'm going to just gently scratch the surface since it's a little shiny here. Just a little bit with my paper clip just to get off the oils and stuff. And I'm going to add 2 drops of acid. Or 3. And if you look closely, you can see some bubbles forming and fizzing. Okay. Go ahead and rinse this off with water. And the last one that we are going to do is the light refraction. And I'm not exactly sure how this is going to turn out for the camera here, but we are going to try our best. But with light refraction, what we're looking for to see if it produces a double image or not. And if you're able to look through that, I'm trying to angle it here. I'm not sure what you guys can see, but the letters look like a double image. It's not a single image. Okay, so those are the different tests that you were running. Again, compare those. I changed my screens. I'll just show you. Compare your results to this data table here that is in LabAIDs, and then that should help you determine if the sample is quartz or calcite. Have a great day, and I will talk to you later. Oh, I can't figure out how to stop it.